So it's already 1:22 p.m. na po, so let's start na po. Good afternoon everyone, and hi sa mga participants na i-replay na lang yung video ng meeting na to sa live stream sa YouTube. So before we start the review po, may I first invite everyone to invoke the Almighty. We would like to start this program through a prayer led by Mr. James Edward Gomez. He's the Senior Media and Publication Committee Chairperson of iRISE.
Let's bow our heads and feel the presence of God in the name of the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Dear Almighty and ever-loving God, we glorify and thank your name. Your infinite blessings would mean the success of this review session. May we be a living witnesses of your genuine love through the enactment of the knowledge acquired through this activity. We ask this in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
So once again, welcome sa 8th week na Integrated DOST Undergraduate Scholarship Test Review or the inDUSTRY. I am Rona, your Senior Information Committee Chairperson of iRISE, and I'll be your host for today. When can we consider that one is proficient in English? What skills must a student develop to become one? English proficiency doesn't mean the ability to read the textbooks in school or order food in a restaurant. Students have to read, write, speak, and comprehend English with academic settings. It aims at helping students use the language effectively for real-life purposes. So prepare your pen and paper as our speaker discusses the different topics in language proficiency. She is a Bachelor of Science, Master of Arts in Psychology, and Counselling Straight Program student at Philippine Normal University. She is also an AVP or Associate Vice President at PNU Psychology and Counseling for Communications. And she is a pride of her Tata Celo. She's a Del Pilarian Debate Society alumni, council member, and she is also a passer of different universities' entrance examinations such as UTCAT, USTET, Bulsuat, and PNUat. So let's all welcome Ms. Eunice Ann Gutierrez. Good afternoon po.
Hello, good afternoon. Ayun, thank you for that warm introduction. Hindi naman tayo nagkiklaim na proficient in English, no? Pero one way or method na mahasa talaga yung English natin is through reading, writing, and even yung pag-expose natin through English films or English songs. So for this afternoon, wait lang, let me share my screen. Yan, makikita nyo.
Yes po.
So for this afternoon, I think week 7 yun na, we are going to tackle English. Before that, ipapakilala muna ako sa inyo. So disclaimer, I am not a DOST-SEI scholar. May story behind that. Kasi I graduated sa Marcelo and I was from UMS. Ngayon, if galing ka sa UMS, kailangan nandun ka sa top 5% ng buong graduating class in order to qualify for DOST. So sadly kasi, nung grade 12 ako, medyo chill-chill lang. Ina-enjoy ko yung high school. Ayun, so hindi ako nasa top 5% and I wasn't able to qualify. Pero, ang alam ko pag third year na, pwede ka pa rin mag-try ulit na mag-apply sa DOST. Kaya lang, yung course ko kasi, which is, isa siyang straight program, Bachelor of Science, Master of Arts. Kaya ganun yung umpisa. In 5 years, pag-graduate ko, meron na kaming Master Studies. Partly, hindi siya qualify naman sa DOST. So, kahit gustuin ko ngayon, I can't qualify. Ayun. So, nung JHS, I belong to STEP. And nung SHS nga, yun, UMS. And thank God, pumasa naman tayo sa UP, sa UST, sa BSC, sa PNU, which is, dun lang ako nag-take. Actually, gusto ko ng parents ko, dalawa lang yung take on the test. Pero, gusto ko kasi marami options. Ayun. So, currently, Del Pilarian Debate Society Alumni Council member ako, which is basically, ibig sabihin lang yun, active ka nun sa DepSoc or officer ka na council member ka. Ayun. So, aside from that, ito yung mga merits ko kung gusto nyo i-check. Charot. Ayan. Medyo BS org tayo nung high school, no? Hindi naman na ganun ka-important yan. Okay. So, before we start, don't hesitate to ask questions. No, since di ko kayo nakikita, yung isa kong phone, yung phone ko kinonect ko naman sa Zoom natin, just turn your mic on for your questions. Or if magkaroon kayo ng questions after ng discussion, you can message me on Messenger. Yun yung link. It's just Eunice Ann MG. Yan. Okay. So, yung flow natin na gagawin is, napanood ko yung mga naunang speakers. Usually, ang ginagawa nila is may test and you answer it together, di ba? Kaya lang kasi, on English, mas maganda siguro magkaroon tayo ng konting discussion and review sa grammar, which is parts of speech, parallelism, and subject-verb agreement. After nun, saka tayo mag-answer ng tests. So hopefully, bibilisan ko lang para hindi masaya yung oras natin. Kasi ano oras na. Ayan. Okay. So, let's start with noun. Alam naman natin yung mga different kind of nouns. So, first we have the common and the proper noun. So, a common noun is used to name people, places, animals, things, or ideas in its general form. Ito yung not capitalized. And for our proper noun, is the specifical name or a particular person, place, animal, or thing. The examples, actor, common noun, improper nouns, Lee Jong-suk, planet, earth, excuse me, province, Bulacan. Next, concrete and abstract noun. So, concrete noun is used to name nouns that can be perceived through our 5 senses, whether directly or indirectly. So, yan yung examples. And for the abstract noun, it's used to name things that cannot be perceived through the 5 senses. So, ang examples nito usually yung mga words na nag-e-end sa man, Sean, ship, iti. Yan. For example, friendship, unity, yun, love, or brotherhood. Yung mga ganun. Next, count and mass noun. So, count noun is basically nouns we can count, and mass noun ay yung tinatawag natin na kailangan pa ng quantifiers. So, what are quantifiers? For example, water. How do we count water? We say a cup of water, a pitcher of water. So, hindi mo siya mabibilang kung walang quantifier. For sugar, we use 2 kilos of sugar, and yun din sa milk, a spoonful of milk, a cup of milk. Okay? And we also have possessive nouns. So possessive nouns are the nouns that owns something. For example, ito, puppies, maxes, horses. So may rules tayo dyan. First, ito, for puppies. To make singular nouns possessive, we just add apostrophe S to it. Same goes naman siya kapag plural. For example, horses. Ay, nakalimutan ko lang yung lagyan ng apostrophe. Horses, apostrophe lang. Wala na siyang S kasi plural na. For other forms, nung research ko to, for example, maxes, apparently, it depends on you for the apostrophe S. Correct me if I'm wrong, pero according to sa grammar, dito lang. So, it could be maxes or it could be max apostrophe lang. Yan. For hyphenated naman, katulad dito mother-in-laws, compound nouns and hyphenated words use apostrophe plus S at the end of the mismong word. So, it's not mothers-in-law. Dito naman, as you can see, Jack and Jill's, depending siya sa gamit ng word. So, Jack and Jill are different nouns, pero yung apostrophe S na nandun lang kay Jill kasi it depends on the use. For example, Jack and Jill's story is famous. So, isa lang yung story ni Jack and Jill. Kaya, we only use them as isang apostrophe S. Ito naman, si Lucy's and Ricky's, example we use in a sentence na, Lucy's and Ricky's cars are, basta ayun, example. So, different yung car nila. Isa yung car ni Lucy, isa yung car ni Ricky. So, you have to be mindful sa gamit niya. Next. Collective and compound nouns. So, collective nouns are used to refer to a group of people, places, animals, things, or ideas. So, eto, nagsulat ako ng ibang example kasi more on discussion, what really helps you in tests is to familiarize yourself. So, yan, an audience of people, a bunch of groups, a choir of singers, a class of students, ayan. Next, for animals, an army of ants, a school of fishes, a swarm of bees. Ito naman sa things, an album of stamps, a bowl of rice, a chest of drawers. So basically, it's a group of people, animals, things. For our compound noun, meron tayong 3 types niyan. So ano ba muna ang compound noun? It is used to name anything that consists of 2 or more words put together as a single form. So, pwede siyang closed or tinatawag din na solid. Pwede siyang open or spaced and pwede siyang hyphenated. So, ito examples. Bookmark. 2 words, book and mark, compounded together. High school, may space. Yun. Hyphenated, dry cleaning, merry-go-round, editor-in-chief. Okay, so we move on to the plural forms of nouns. We all know na pagdating sa pag-plural form ng noun, meron tayong 2 types. That is regular and irregular plural form. So usually, pag regular, we just add S or ES. For example, cameo, nagiging cameos. Batch, we add ES, batches. Same goes with buffalo and buffaloes. Pero, some words na nag-end sa Y, you just change the Y to I and then you add ES. Kapag the letter before is consonant, for example, baby. So, consonant yung B, nagiging IES. Pero, you simply add S if it's a vowel. For example, tray. So, yung A is vowel, so you just add S. Next, we have, you change the F to V, then add ES. So, thief, nagiging thieves, loaf, nagiging loaves. Ito naman, yung words you add EN. For example, children, oxen, brethren. Tapos, some words, they change the vowel sound. Like, yung mouse, nagiging mice. Woman, nagiging women. So, yung O, nagiging, dito sa foot, yung O, nagiging E. Yun. Some words naman, they maintain its form. Katulad ng deer. Deer could be used as singular and it could be used na rin as plural. Sometimes, katulad ng diniscuss natin kanina, collective form, kinagamitan sila ng a flock of sheep, for example. So, nagiging plural siya pag ginamit mo ng 12 flocks of sheep. So, plural na yung verb niya. Same goes with swine. And ito yung hard part. Some of it, we change its morphemes. So, you have to familiarize yourself through reading. Kasi, we can't give all the examples. Pero, madalas lumalabas sa test yung ganito. So, for example, yung A, nagiging AE. Vertebra, nagiging vertebrae. Alga, nagiging algae. Ayan, meron pa tayo nito. A, nagiging S. Or TA, like dogma, dogmata, schema, schemata. Ayan, other examples. Tableau, tableau, tableau pala yan. Tableau, tapos nagiging tableau rin, pero iba yung spelling. Appendix, appendices. Ayan. So, I could give you a copy na lang of the slides so you can review it at home. And, mas marami akong examples sa reference book na ginamit ko. So, if you want, you can just chat me or chat to si Christine. If you want a copy, I can scan it and send it to you. Yan, so we come to the genders of noun. There are 4 genders of noun. Masculine, feminine, common, and neuter. Obviously, masculine ay ginagamit natin for the male, feminine for the female. Common noun naman is yung either siya. Could be female, could be male. And neuter is used for things. In your example, for masculine, we have patriarch. Feminine nun is matriarch. Aviator, naging aviatrix. And I also have a lot of examples in the reference book if you want. Next, for the common, we have child, owner, doctor. And for neuter, yan yung examples. Pen, candy, door. Okay, we move on to pronouns. So, ang pronoun, personal pronouns, specifically, it has 3 persons. We have the first person, the second person, and the third person. So, the first person pronoun refers to the speaker or the writer. Example nito is I, me, us. And the second person refers to the person being spoken to. For example, you. You are, yours. And third person naman is yung the person being talked about or spoken about, written about. Examples na ay they, theirs, them. Yan. So, of these personal pronouns, it has 3 cases. That's the nominative case, the objective case, and the possessive case. So, a nominative case is used when the pronoun is part of the subject or the predicate nominative. So, for example, Jamaica and I are buying costumes for our party. We are celebrating it together. So, we, sino yung we? Yung si Jamaica and I. So, they are the subject. And for our second example, our science teacher is she. So, sino yung she? Yun yung science teacher, which is the predicate of the sentence. Okay. So, for the objective case, ginagamit siya for 3 reasons. First is direct object, which is, ano ba ang direct object? Direct object is the receiver of the action. For example, Jose kicked her. Usually, it answers the question, who or what. So, what did Jose kick or who did Jose kick? Her. So, her is the direct object. Next, indirect object. Portia bought me a gift. The indirect object answers the question, for whom? So, Portia bought a gift. For whom? For me. And lastly, if it's the object of the preposition, he will not lie to me. So, ito yung preposition to. It comes after the word, so object of proposition. Lastly, we have the possessive case. The possessive case is used to show ownership. So, ang examples nito ay pag first person, mine, ours, second person, yun nga, your and yours. Third person, his, hers, its. For example, the money in the bank is ours. It shows ownership of who owns the money in the bank. It's ours. Okay? So, these are the other types of pronoun. We have demonstrative pronouns. They are used to point out a specific noun. For example, itong words nito. Let's choose this. This book is heavy. Next, we have relative pronouns. Ito yung who, whom, which, and that. What they do is they introduce the adjective or noun clauses. So, yung who and whom, ginagamit siya for persons, and yung which and that for things. For example, where can I type? For example, the chairman who abuses his power goes to prison. Yan. Usually for relative pronouns, ganito yung nangyari. Inuuna yung actual subject and then kasunod na yung relative pronoun. Okay. For reflexive and intensive pronouns, it goes for the same. Pareho lang sila. Herself, himself, myself. Ayan. It's the words, the pronouns with the words self or selves after. So, ano bang difference ng reflexive and intensive pronoun? So, reflexive pronouns are personal pronouns that are used when the subject receives the action of the verb. For example, let's have Eunice bakes herself cookies. Yan. So, who does she bake the cookies for? For herself. So, pansinin nyo, for the second example, Eunice bakes cookies herself. Eunice bakes the cookies herself. So in this one this one is in the intensive case kasi you will know that if you remove this, the sentence still works. Eunice bakes the cookies. So, kung binalik mo, Eunice bakes the cookies herself. All the pronoun does is intensify that the subject bakes the cookies. Parang inulit mo lang, gets ko na, binake mo yung cookies. So, yun yung difference niya. Reflexive pronoun has to be in the sentence. For here, Eunice bakes herself cookies. The sentence says that the cookies are for herself. Samantalang dito, all the sentence says is that you bake the cookies. Inulit lang. Okay, so that's how they are different. For indefinite pronouns, they do not substitute for a specific pronoun. So, example niyan is everybody, anybody, somebody, each, many, few, several. Wala siyang specific na sinasabi kung sino. For example, it seems that everyone likes to watch GOT. Sino ba everyone? Who wants to watch GOT? Everyone. Okay, next. Interrogative pronouns. So, interrogative pronouns are used to ask questions. That's easy. It says whom, which, who, what, who will go to Malolos tomorrow. So the pronoun is who will go to Malolos tomorrow. Okay, we have reciprocal pronouns. Reciprocal pronouns are used to show an interchangeable action or relationship. For example, the Bible reminds us to love one another. So, ito lang yung two words na yan, no other reciprocal pronouns, but each other and one another. Next, negative pronouns. It's basically none and no one. Negative pronouns are just used to show non-existence of a noun. We move on to the verbs. So, there are different types of verbs. First type of verb is the action verb. So, meron siyang regular and irregular. Regular action verbs just requires the additional D or ED para maging past tense. So, action verbs show physical or mental action. For example, ng regular verb, we have laugh, laughed, you just add ed. Jump, you just add ed. Ganun. Talk, talked. Meanwhile, for irregular verbs, ito din, in order for you guys to be familiar with this, you have to keep reading or you have to research lists of irregular verbs. Kasi sometimes they change a letter, they change the form completely, or sometimes they maintain the form. So, iba example niyan is, ito, base form niya is be. Pag ginawang past, nagiging was for singular, nagiging were for plural. Yung for past participle, nagiging had. So, it changes its form completely. Ito naman, catch, caught, caught. So, yung A, yung mula sa CA, tapos iba na siya entirely. So, it changed the form completely. Yun. So, for action verbs, there are two types of action verbs. We have the transitive and the intransitive verb. So, basically, a transitive verb, it just requires an object. For example, the doctor prescribed a paracetamol. So, the verb here is prescribed. So we already learned what direct object is. What is the direct object? What did the doctor prescribe? Paracetamol. So the verb has a direct object. Meanwhile, for intransitive, it just basically does not have a direct object. The birds flew north, or the birds flew. Does not say what the birds flew to or who the birds flew to. Ayan. Next type of verbs are linking verb and auxiliary verb. So linking verb, ito yung is, are, am, was, and yun yung mga examples. So it is just used to connect the subject of a clause to any part of speech. Kaya lang, you have to be careful kasi excuse me. You have to be careful kasi some linking verbs, hindi siya nakalist dito, look like action verbs. So, for example, we have this looks interesting. So, our verb here is looks. So, mukha siyang action verb kasi what does look mean? Look means to stare, diba? That's an action verb. Pero, ginagamit siya dito as a linking verb kasi what this just means is this is interesting. Still works the same thing. So you have to be mindful of the sentence. Next, we have auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verbs are called the helping verb. So ito lang siya, shall, will, can, have, must. It works with the linking verb. Okay, so voices of the verb. We have two. We have active and passive voice. Pag active yung verb, it just means that the subject is the doer, and kapag passive naman siya, the subject is the receiver. For example, here, Joseph hung his clothes dry. So Joseph is the subject, and Joseph was the one who hung his clothes. So, it's in the active voice. Meanwhile, dito, usually, malalaman mo na sa passive voice siya kapag nandun yung word na by, by. So the clothes, which is the subject, were hung by Joseph to dry. So the clothes, siya yung nahang. Yun, so siya yung receiver, passive. So for the verb mood, we have three moods of the verb. We have indicative, which just shows assertion, denial, or question. The class is currently listening to me. Yan. So, nagsasaw siya ng assertion. It just indicates that, ito pa example, I am currently conducting a review. So, it just indicates that I am conducting a review. For imperative, it shows command or request. Usually have keywords like please or kindly, ganun. Kindly teach me how to ace my exams tomorrow. Turn the faucet after use, ganon. And for subjunctive, meron namang, ito wala example kasi hindi na kasha. Pero meron siyang three types itong subjunctive. Una is, it shows uncertainty or kapag hindi totoo yung statement. For example, if Martha joins the review, I will go to her. So, nag-start siya sa word na if. Automatically, it's subjunctive. Next naman is wish or desire. For example, I wish to go to the festival. And lastly is command or proposal na followed by that. Don't be confused with imperative kasi imperative does show command, pero it's subjunctive if it follows, if the verb is followed by that. For example, I move that the meeting is adjourned. So I move verb plus that. Yeah. I move that the meeting is adjourned. Yeah. Okay. Next. We have verb tenses. Now, ito lang yung nilagay ko kasi sobrang madulo ng verb tenses, pero you just have to keep reading nga. Sorry, pero yun lang talaga for English. You just have to keep reading. You have to keep practicing. There is not exactly a formula. Not always, at least. Yan, so verb tenses expresses the time of the verb. For here, ang example ko dito is yung word na go. So, meron tayong, first, let's start with simple present, simple past, and simple future tense. Okay, so simple present tense just means that the action is happening at a regular basis, or it's frequent. Usually it uses words like always, sometimes, regularly. For example, here we have go. For the present tense, for example, I go to school every day. So every day, it means that I go to school frequently. So it's in simple present tense. For the past tense, we have went. So I went to school yesterday. So the time used is yesterday. So nasa past tense siya when the action took place in the past, particularly when the time is indicated. Katulad sa example ko, I went to school yesterday. So, it has to have a time indicated. Yun yung keyword para malaman na sa simple past tense siya. And next is simple future tense. Our example is will go. I will go to school tomorrow morning. So, keyword again, tomorrow morning. Meron ulit time. So, simple future tense is used for actions which will or will not take place in the future. I will go to school tomorrow. I will not go to school on Monday. So, it always has to have time. Okay. So, progressive tense. Progressive tenses, as you can see, ito lang yung progressive just means meron siyang ing. Okay. So, firstly, present progressive tense, present progressive, it's used when the action is taking place right now. For example, right now, what are we doing? We are studying verb tenses right now. Or, I am taking cooking lessons. Next, past progressive tense. So it's just used when the action was ongoing, but another action began. So you have to take note of that. Kasi sobrang nakalito, okay? So, something was happening, but then it was interrupted by another thing. For example, I was reviewing verb tenses, but then the Wi-Fi shut down. Yeah, so there are two things that happened. You were reviewing, and then the Wi-Fi shut down. So you use past progressive tense for that. Another example is Bill was watching the news when the phone rang. So two things happened. Hello, can we mute our mics, please?
Wait lang pa, tatanungin ko po si mama. Nasa taas po kasi ako eh.
Hello, can we mute our mics, please?
Sige po.
Hello? Ayan, nakamute na ba tayo? Okay, let's proceed. We have future progressive tense. So future progressive tense is used when the action will be an ongoing action. Ibig sabihin, nakaschedule siya to be ongoing. So the difference here, kanina, I will go to school tomorrow. Ito naman, it will be ongoing. So, for example, sa example natin kanina, Bill will be watching the news before he eats dinner. So, I will be going to school before
Sabi, huwag ka nang sumama kasi di lang kailangan. Kasi, sama pala ako.
Ayun. I will be going to school before I go to my aunt's. So another action will take place. There, it will go first. So we use progressive tense for that. Next, perfect tenses. So first we have present perfect tense. Present perfect tense are used when the action was completed at an unknown time. So unknown time, for example, Tina has studied photography. So we don't know when Tina studied photography, but we know she did. So it's an unknown time. Tina has studied. There. Another example is it could be used for adverbs such as once, ever, never, many times, several times. For example, Kate has already practiced ballet. Yan, has practiced ballet. So, hindi pa rin natin alam kung kailan siya nag-practice ng ballet. Pero alam natin nag-practice siya. So, yun pa rin yun. Next, we have past present. So, past perfect tense is used when an action was completed before another action in the past. So, kung yung kanina, sa progressive, we have the action was ongoing and then another action began. For this one, we have it was completed before another action. So, hindi siya na-interrupt. Na-complete siya. For example, Joyce had studied ballet before she moved to Los Angeles. Yeah. Before she moved to Los Angeles. Okay. Next, future perfect tense. It is used when the action will be completed before another action in the future. For example, sino yung example natin kanina? What's her name? Joyce will have studied the book by tomorrow. Or, so we use the future perfect tense before another action, or if there will be an event that will be completed before a specific time in the future. For example, Haven will have driven back to the time before another event that will happen before the typhoon hits the province. Yeah, so we have here an action that will be completed. So Haven will have driven back to Bulacan. And another action that will happen before the typhoon hits province. Or we have a task or event that will be completed before a specific time in the future. Tim will have finished the book, but it has to have a specific time in the future, so by tomorrow. Yeah. Okay lang if hindi siya masyadong kabisaduhin. You just have to know it by heart. Like, pag-aralan yung tenses. So, in the test kasi, ang lumalabas yun is error correction. You have to know if the verb is in the right tense. Di naman nila tatanungin ka anong tense yung verb. Nasa simple tense ba ito? Nasa past progressive ba ito? You don't have to know the tense. You just have to know how to apply it for the test. Ayan. Okay. Excuse me. May ubo kasi ako, so sobrang husky na ng voice ko. I'm sorry, guys. Yan, we have verbals. So what is a verbal? A verbal is a word derived from a verb, but it is used as another part of speech. Basically, mukha siyang verb, pero hindi siya verb. We have 3 types for that. First is participle. A participle is a form of verb that is used as an adjective. So I like reading fascinating fairy tales. So the fairy tale is fascinating. It's used as an adjective. Next, we have gerund. So yung gerund is nasa ing form or nasa progressive form of the verb, pero used siya as a noun. For example, sneezing hurts my nose. Hindi naman siya nagsisneeze. I mean, hindi siya used as a verb, it's used as a noun. What hurts my nose? Sneezing. Next, lastly we have infinitive. An infinitive is the base form of a verb preceded by the word to. So it is a verb in its base form with the word to. Like to see is to believe, or to be or not to be. So infinitive yun. Okay. Next, we have adjectives. So an adjective is a word that modifies a noun or a pronoun. It describes a noun or a pronoun. So we have types of adjectives. First, we have the descriptive adjectives. Descriptive adjectives denote the state of the noun. This form of a verb we have preceded by the word to. So ito yung it tells the quality, the color, the taste, the shape or size. For example, I'm hungry. It is the state. I am hungry right now. It's my state. It's unique. It describes, for example, maybe the shape. And next is separate. Yeah, common adjectives. Next, proper adjectives. It's easy, basically naka-capitalize. For example, Philippine passport, Italian letter. Next, predicative adjective. That's melody, sorry. The melody is catchy. Predicative adjectives come after the linking verb. For example, is catchy. The adjective here is catchy. It comes after the linking verb is. Next, compound adjective. Ito naman is, katulad nito, it's hyphenated. Eye-catchy, well-known. It's just 2 words combined to become an adjective. The well-known singer. Well-known is used to define the singer, and well-known is hyphenated. Next, possessive adjective. Ito are basically adjectives that show possession or ownership. My car, your book, his laptop. Okay, next. Itong part na to, I think you have to memorize it. This, limiting adjectives. So, limiting adjectives, basically, it specifies a noun. It says, it answers the questions, which one? It defines a noun rather than describe it. So, ito yung sinusunod niya. Article, possessive noun, and then numerals, and then opinion, size, shape, age, color, proper adjective, noun. Let's have an example for this. For example, articles, the, or pwede rin my. Numerals, we have the, two. Opinion could be ugly. Size could be thick. No, size. Also be thick. Then shape, rectangular. Age, old. Color, red. Proper adjective, let's just have Philippine. And then let's have Oriental. And noun, let's have book. Sige, let's have na lang my. My two ugly, thick, rectangular, old, red, Oriental books are in the library. Actually, this siguro sa test, it's mga 3 questions. Ganyan. You have to arrange the sentence sa proper arrangement ng adjectives. So, yeah, you have to memorize that. Articles, possessive pronouns, numerals, opinion, size, shape. Ano ba to? Apnosapien. Kayo nang bahala kung anong mnemonic to continue. Pero yun. Okay, next. Degree of comparison. So, we use positive degree para sa pag-describe ng one noun, comparative sa 2 nouns, superlative sa 3 or more. So, kung ito, sweet, sweeter, sweetest. Delightful, more delightful, most delightful. Ito rin, I think you have to familiarize yourself sa mga words, katulad ng little, less, least. Alin ba least? Alin ba dun yung positive? Alin dun yung comparative o yung superlative? So, it's little, less, least. Little, less. It's actually positive, comparative, superlative. Or good, better, best, bad, worst, worst. Ayan. Familiarize yourself. Next, absolute adjectives. Ito yung mga adjectives that are non-gradable or cannot be compared. It does not have varying degrees of comparison. For example, final. Wala namang finaler, finalist. Ideal, unique, dead. Meron pa bang dead? Meron pa bang mas dead sa dead? Wala na. Walang dead or deadest. Ayun. Pregnant, married, perfect, entire, digital. Okay? Then, we move on to adverbs. So, adverb is a word that modifies a verb, an adjective or another adverb. So, if an adjective defines or modifies a noun or pronoun, adverbs is a verb, adjective, or another adverb. So, for example, an adverb, the driver should drive. Medyo redundant, pero the driver should drive carefully. And carefully denotes the word drive. Driver should drive carefully. Okay? So, adverbs have 5 types. Adverb of manner, adverb of place, adverb of frequency, time, and purpose. So an adverb of manner is, it just says the manner of the verb. I kind of think this more. For example, Mara listens attentively. How? Yon, answers the question how. How does Mara listen? Mara listens attentively. Tulad ng example kanina, how does the driver have to drive? The driver has to drive carefully. Okay? Place answers the question where. For example, come here. Come where? Come here. People. Next, frequency. It answers the question how often. iRISE conducts a review seminar weekly. So how often do they conduct a seminar? Weekly. Next, we have time. The seminar starts at 1 p.m. What time? When the seminar starts? 1 p.m. And purpose, the seminar is conducted to help students pass the DOST exam. So why is it conducted? Answers the question why. It is conducted to help the students pass the DOST exam. So like the adjectives, adverbs also have yung proper pagkakasunod-sunod. It has to be arranged in a way, like ganito lang, sunod-sunod. Manner muna, and then place, frequency, time, and purpose. For example, Sam studies religiously in her room every night after dinner to get good grades. So, how does Sam study? Religiously. That is the manner. Where does she study? The place, in her room. How often? Every night. And what time? After dinner. And lastly, why does she study? To get good grades. Okay? So that's MPFTP. Manner, place, frequency, time, purpose. Okay, it also has degree of comparison, which is positive, comparative, and superlative. So, well, better, best, far, farther, farthest. And meron ding absolute adverbs, like perfectly, absolutely, totally. And ano ba ibang example? Largely, completely, utterly, and may wala nang mas lalala pa dun. Okay, next we have, patapos na tayo sa grammar. We have prepositions. So a preposition is used to connect nouns to show their relationship with other words in the sentence. For example, ito ay at, of, in, by, that, before, behind, underneath. Yeah. So yung kung gusto niyo ng copy ng list nito, meron din ako. I could send you. Just ask me for it. Ayun. So for example, the word in, it's used to talk about a place or a point of space. Yan. For time naman, it is used for parts of the day. For example, in 2 years, in 4 months. Yeah. So that's what a preposition does. It shows the relationship of a word. In other words, of the sentence. Next, we have conjunctions. Oops. So conjunctions are used to join words or group of words, or what we call clauses in a sentence. So we have 3 types of that. We have coordinating, correlative, subordinating. So ano pang difference na? Coordinating, siya yung ginagamit to join 2 words or phrases of equal importance. Equal importance, that's the keyword. Are you going to get a phone or a laptop? So ang kinoconnect dito is phone and laptop. It's both equal importance. Walang mas important dyan. So, for example, are you going to get a mommy or a laptop? Diba? Hindi sila equal importance. So, with example. Anyway, correlative. Ginagamit naman ang correlative to to join words and phrases of equal importance, then pero in pairs. For example, both Val and Tony are my siblings. So, si Val and Tony pareho lang important, pero pareho din sila ng purpose sa sentence. For example, pareho silang siblings. Unlike here, phone and laptop, they do come in pairs, but they're not exactly the same thing. A phone is different from a laptop. Meanwhile, Val as a sibling and Tony as a sibling are both, well, siblings. Okay, so next we have subordinating conjunctions. They are used to connect a subordinate clause to a main clause. So ito yung words, because, since, as, although, though. For example, although I was late, let's type that. Although I was late for class, I was able to pass my project. Yeah, so this is the clause, subordinate clause, and this is the main clause. So ito, it can stand on its own. I was able to pass my project. Pero ito, although I was late for class, it cannot stand on its own. So that's the subordinate clause. Next, we have interjections. So interjections are basically just words used to convey or show emotions. Sometimes they stand on their own. For example, wow. Diba? Wow is a sentence in itself. Wow. Hey. Ouch. It can stand on its own. Next, we have parallelism. So, what is parallelism? Parallelism is also known as parallel structure, or it is when phrases in a sentence have similar or the same grammatical structure. In its most basic usage, parallelism provides a phrase with balance and clarity. Parallelism also serves to give phrases a pattern in written. Yeah. For example, right up. That's one step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Sinasabi niyan? Si Neil Armstrong ba? I think. Ayun. So, makikita mo na meron siyang pattern dito. And yung pattern na yun is basically parallel. It's the same. Divided by the comma here, that's one step, one giant leap for mankind. So, it has the same grammatical structure. One step, adjective, noun. One giant leap, adjective, noun. No, actually that's verb, sorry. One step, one leap. For man, for mankind. For noun. Pareho sila ng grammar. Or pareho sila ng part of speech. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Okay. So, for example niyan, we have verb forms. And we have this sentence. Olympic athletes usually like practicing, competing, and to eat ice cream sandwiches. So it doesn't really sound good, no? Kasi magkakaiba sila ng verb form. In the sentence, practicing and competing, ano silang parts of speech? Can anyone answer? Inaral natin kanina. Wait, paano nakita yung members? Ayun. Si Kyla. Anong part of speech yung practicing and competing? There. Okay, wala si Kyla. Siguro she can't hear us. Yeah. So practicing and competing are gerunds. So they look like verb and ing form sila, pero it's used as nouns. Meanwhile, itong to eat ice cream, hindi siya gerund. It uses the word to eat ice cream. So the problem here is hindi sila parallel. So instead, we say, Olympic athletes usually like practicing, competing, and eating ice cream sandwiches. Yun. So, pareho na sila na ing form. Or we could say, Olympic athletes usually like to practice, compete, and eat ice cream sandwiches. So, nilagay sila sa base form, practice, compete, and eat. And you have to notice na yung word na to, and yung word na to ay isang beses lang sa natin. Hindi na to practice, to compete, and to eat ice cream. Kasi as long as the form of the verb is in the same for all three cases, and in this case, it's all the base form, you're good to go. Next, we have nouns versus verbs. For this example, we have for dinner, we had lamb chops and to fry Brussels sprouts. So, nagkaroon ka ng lamb chops, tapos nag-fry kayo ng Brussels sprouts. So, it's not in the same. We have lamb chops as noun and to fry Brussels sprouts as verb. So instead, we can change it to both nouns. For example, for dinner, we had lamb chops and Brussels sprouts. Or we could change it both to verbs, like for dinner, we like to grill lamb chops and fry Brussels sprouts. So, verb, noun, verb, noun. Okay? Next, we have noun number. So, for this example, we have public transit such as buses or a train can help reduce air pollution. So, ito, the word is buses, tas ito, a train. So, one is plural, one is singular. So, instead, what do? We do public transit such as buses or trains can help reduce air pollution. In the same way, pareho silang plural, pareho sila ng number, ng noun. Okay? Next, mismatched part of speech. We have the detective deftly and with pizzazz outlined how the crime had been committed. So the problem here is deftly is an adverb kasi it defines outline. And with pizzazz is it's a noun. Pizzazz is a noun with pizzazz, but it also is an adverb, pero it's not in the same form. So we change it to since we don't really know what pizzazz means. This is essential sa test, no? For example, pizzazz. Do you say pizzazz? Parang hindi siya familiar and parang hindi siya nagpapanggan. So we can just say the detective with deft, no? With deft. Let's type that. The detective. Ay, hindi pala nakikita all along yung mga tinatype ko sa notes. I'm so sorry. Kanina pa ako nagtatype dito. Wait. Paano ba ito? Edit natin. Ayan. Kanina pa ako nagtatype dito. Sorry. So, the detective with deft and with pizzazz outline. Ayan. So, pareho na sila no? With deft and with pizzazz. Sorry, patapos na yung slide natin. Tsaka ako lang napansin. Anyway. Ayan. Then, we have subject matter. He decided to cover the gown in sequins and had a steak for dinner. Instead, so ano mali dito? Cover the gown and had steak for dinner. So, magkaiba sila ng verb tense. Ito had a steak, ito cover the gown. We could say, he decided to cover the gown and to celebrate, we had a steak for dinner. So, dito medyo mahirap siya kasi dinagdagan natin siya ng mahabang clause. Pero, all in all you have to do is to make the connection clear para maging parallel siya. So, for example, pinagsunod niya lang. He decided to cover the gown in sequins. Nilagay niya lang and to celebrate. He had steak for dinner. Para makonect yung two ideas. Kasi masyadong malaki cover the gown in sequins tapos steak for dinner. Okay, next we have subject-verb agreement. Tapos na tayo. Subject-verb agreement. So I just wrote the examples here, the rules. I will just discuss them. First example is health is wealth. Abstract nouns and mass nouns use singular verb. For example, health, it's an abstract noun. It uses singular verb, is. Parati yun. Friendship, unity, is. Friendship is important. Next, we have collective nouns taken collectively use singular verb. For example, the team has won every game. Team siya, although ang part ng team probably 5 people, 7 people, still uses a singular noun, singular verb kasi it's used as one. Pero for example, special case, the team are quarreling against each other. Yeah. So we use the word are here. Naka-plural siya kasi kahit singular yung team sa una, ito naman, what's the team doing? The team is quarreling against each other. So it's not really using the collective noun as one. Unlike dito, they have one, diba? Okay, next. The Philippines is an archipelago. The Philippines as a subject or noun, I ending with S. Although, why does it use singular verb? Kasi the Philippines is still plural. It's still singular. It has an S. So you have to be mindful for words like that. For example, Philippines, we have United States, we have physics, yan, may S sa dulo, pero hindi naman ibig sabihin na may S, ay plural na. Okay, next. Nouns that end with S that are composed of two parts use plural verb. For example, these pants need to be cropped. Pants is plural kasi ano ba ang pants? Dalawang leg. Bigyan siya ng leg. So it comes in pairs. Another example of that is scissors, shears, ayan, gunting din. Trousers, pantalon ulit. Basta basically, it's just one thing pero it's a pair or it's a set and it ends with S. It's plural. Nobody likes to be judged. So nobody is the subject, the verb is likes, and it is in singular form. Bakit? Kasi some indefinite pronouns we discussed are like nobody, no one, okay, are always singular, such as words like every, much, little, no one. Yun. For example, nobody likes to be judged. Kaya everybody is expected to participate. Yun. Next, we have indefinite words, indefinite pronouns that are always plural. Siya yung many, others, two, both, there, ayan. Siya naman, lagi siyang plural. For example, many still believe. Okay, namali ako ng shade dyan. Ito dapat yung orange, believe. Many still believe in God. It's not many still believes in God. Diba? Sounds off. Next, we have some indefinite pronouns, pero they are singular sometimes, they are plural sometimes. For example, the word some. Ito, ginamit ko siya dito in two different sentences. Yung isa, some people like to put pineapple in their dessert. So, siya ay naka-plural. Tapos, isa naman, some guy is peeing at the gate. So, naka-singular siya. So, what do we have to do when it comes to these cases? You have to check the word that comes after the pronoun, which is some. People, what is people? People is in its plural form. So, we use the plural verb. Same here, guy is singular, we use the singular verb. Okay, next. Either of the twins is disqualified. So, indefinite pronouns that are either and neither, they use a singular verb. Parati yun. Either of the twins is disqualified. Neither of you are coming. Neither of you is invited, sorry. Neither of you is invited. So, neither is, either is, parati yun. Next, relative pronouns such as who, which, that, they should have the same number as the nouns they refer to. For example, dito, He who laughs last laughs the hardest. So, ano yung who? Who pertains to he. So, he is in singular. That is why we use singular verb laughs. So, pwede rin naman, he laughs last. He who laughs last. Yeah, we always check the actual pronoun that the word who is pertaining to. Okay, next. A verbal requires a singular verb. So this gerund, again, traveling, gerund is a verbal. So they always use a singular verb. Kahit ano nangyari. Traveling non-stop tires me out. Traveling tires me out. Or dancing is my favorite sport. It's always, always, always going to be using singular verb. Okay? Next. When a sentence or clause begins with there, ayun, there or here, or who, where, what, ayan. Basta mag-start siya doon sa who, where, when, which, how, ayan. It always refers to the subject. For example, there lies the truth we are looking for. Ano ba yung there? There is the subject, right? Pero ano yung there sentence? There pertains to the truth. Therefore, the truth, balik tayo sa una nating rule, truth is an abstract noun. That means it always requires a singular verb. So there lies the truth we are looking for. Other examples of that is, how is she? How is she? So yung how na pronoun, it pertains to she. Now let's type that. How is she? And she refers to yung how. Sino yung tinatanong mo na kamusta? Di ba si she? Kamusta na siya? Sino yung kinakamusta mo? Siya. She. So, we use the word is kasi she yung word natin. Okay? Next. Saan ba tayo? A pack of wolves mans the wolves. So the subject here is a pack of wolves. The verb is mans the wolves. Bakit singular siya? Wolves tayo. Wolves is plural, di ba? Marami siya. You have to check. Collective pronoun siya. Collective noun siya, no? A pack of wolves. A pack of wolves, sorry. Yun yung whole noun. So we always refer to the collective quantifier. A pack. Ilan yung pack? Isa lang. So we use singular verb. Mans. Okay? Next. We have the words a number at saka the number. So always remember this. Wala siyang exception. A number of infants. Ginagamit siya. Plural. The number. Singular. Always like that. Remember that. A number of infants born each year suffer from birth deformities. The number of infants who suffer from birth deformities is 1 in 100. Hindi ko alam kung accurate yan. Anyway, example ko lang. Okay. Next. More than one contestant was given the prize. The expressions more than, o kaya many, singular siya lahat. More than one contestant was. Many of you has been waiting here. Always a singular, okay? Many a migrant dreams of a better life. Sorry, yun. Example. Many a migrant dreams of a better life. And so many always singular verb. Ito yung dito ko kanina pa nagtatype, hindi nyo nakikita. Okay, next. The professor requires a 20-page essay for the finals. So, palagi kapag adjective natin, ano ba nire-require naman? Ano ba yung essay? The essay is 20-page. Right? So, ang adjective natin is quantity plus noun. Noun. May E. Ayan. So, ang quantity niya is 20 page plus yung word na essay. Parate, kapag ganun yung format ng adjective natin, it always uses a singular verb. Okay? For example, the professor requires a 20-page essay. Yeah. Next. When an adjective is used as a noun, it is always plural. For example, adjective meek, it means humble, if I'm not mistaken. So, ito sentence na to, the meek are favored by God. So, the meek, isa lang siya, di ba? Isa lang naman yung meek, pero bakit are? Kasi it's a rule. The meek are favored by God. Laging plural. Next. Titles of books, movies, series. Ayan, they always require a singular verb. For example, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is my favorite book. Dalawa yan, si Harry Potter at saka yung Sorcerer's Stone. Pero bakit is? Kasi it's a title of a book. It's a proper title. No? Nakakapital siya. Napansin. So, is lang. Okay? Next, when we use measurements or units or distances, it always requires a singular verb. For example, 12 kilometers. 12 kilometers. Ate Eunice, ang dami ng 12 na kilometers. Pero bakit is lang? Because it's a rule. 12 kilometers is the distance between our houses. Or you could use 38 degrees Celsius. Marami ulit yun, 38 na degrees ng Celsius. There is, 38 degrees Celsius is the normal temperature during summer. Okay? Okay. Next. Ito sa example na to. Two distinct subjects joined by the word and. Ayan. Are considered plural and require a plural verb. For example, her niece and nephew will spend their holiday here. So, sa will spend kasi hindi mo makita kung verb, kung naka-plural siya or singular. Kaya, inano ko lang yung there. Sabihin, there yung ginamit na pronoun. So, tinake pa rin siya as plural. Her niece and nephew will spend their holiday here. Dalawa sila, isang niece tsaka isang nephew. Eh, the plural, kasi two sila. Pero ito, notice this, his fiancé and best friend is the man wearing red. Ang gulo naman, di ba? Bakit ito naka-singular? Pero dalawa yun, isang fiancé tsaka isang best friend. Kasi po, if you understand the sentence, his fiancé and best friend pertains to one person. So, yung fiancé na niya, best friend pa niya. Sana all. Ayun, his fiancé and best friend is the man wearing red. Okay. Next, last two. Two subjects joined by conjunctions, pwede neither or either. The verb agrees with the subject closer to the verb. For example, neither Japhet nor his classmates are willing to volunteer for the project. Ito neither din, pero plural. Ito either. Either the dogs or the owner has been swiping with things. Ito singular. But yung kanina, ito plural, ito singular. Ate, ba't ganun? Akala ko ba isang rule lang? Hindi. So, you have to check the verb and what is closest to the verb. Ang mas malapit sa verb ay yung classmates. At yung classmates ay plural. So, we have to apply it na plural din yung verb. Meanwhile, ito yung verb has been swiping. Mas malapit yung their owner kaysa sa dogs. So, yung owner isa lang. So, we use singular. Okay? And lastly, intervening words or tinatawag din siyang interrupting words. Kasi nag-i-interrupt lang siya ng sentence. Char, hindi. Kasi hindi siya dapat intindihin pagdating sa tense ng verb. Tulad dito, Ivan, together with his sisters, is coming to my party. So, madami sila, hindi lang si Ivan. Si Ivan kasama yung sisters niya. So, sabihin natin, two sisters yun. Tatlo sila. Pero bakit singular? Kasi interrupting lang siya. Napapagitan siya ng kama. Ayan. So, si Ivan lang talaga yung subject natin. Ivan is coming to my party. Sinabi lang talaga na kasama yung sisters niya. So, ito, ang phrase na to, we call this intervening words or interrupting words. So, examples niya ay together with, o kaya along with, including, as well as, right? Ivan as well as his sisters. Ayan. Okay? Yan. Gusto tayo sa grammar. We move on sa tips. Kasi your iRISE officer na nag-approach sa akin, sabi niya, isama daw itong mga to sa i-discuss. But the problem here is I can only discuss the grammar and I can only discuss the rules. Pagdating sa vocabulary, hindi ko kayo exactly pwedeng turuan na ngayon lang. Tapos matatandaan niyo na siya. Right? Ganun din sa spelling. Ganun din synonyms, antonyms, sentence completion. So all I have for you are tips. For vocabulary, and this is very important. So pagdating kasi sa test, di ba, may mga bibigay lang yung meaning, bibigay yung word, tapos pipiliin mo yung meaning. Paano yun ate? Hindi ako familiar sa word. Ano ba yung sabihin? For example, impossible. Di ba? Ang hirap. Impossible. Anyway, impossible. Ate, hindi ko alam yung sabihin ng impossible. Paano ko malalaman? You check the root word and the affixes. Ano ba yung root word ng impossible? Possible. Siguro alam mo naman ibig sabihin ng possible, no? So, i-check mo ano yung isang natitira, affix. So, affixes are prefixes, suffixes. Prefix kapag katulad ito, impossible. Suffix kapag nasa dulo. No? Okay. So, for example, impossible. Ano tayo sabi ng im? Im means not. Possible means possible means it's gonna happen. So, possible means going to happen. So, siguro, ibig sabihin ng impossible, it is not going to happen. Diba? So, you check the root word and then you check what the affix means. For example, ano pa ba ibang word? Nonsense. And then, mahirap na word. Let's use postmortem. Postmortem. What does post mean? Post is the affix. Mortem. Mortem means death. No? Post means after. So, we can conclude that this means after death. So, example, postmortem murder. So, pinatay siya after niya. Pinatay siya after niya patay. Oo, double dead, siguro. Pero ayun, basically, you just check the root word and then you check the affix. It really helps. Pero more than that, you have to read talaga a lot before the test. This is just for emergencies. For example, you don't really know, hindi mo talaga na-aaral bago yung test. Pero huwag kayong umasa sa ganyan lang. Please review. No? And nakalagay din dito, use context clues and associations. Basically, you just try to, ano yung sabi ng association? The sentence. You read the sentence. Ano bang hinihint sa akin ng sentence ito na ibig sabihin? For example, it is impossible to stay alive after you jump from such a high place. So the word is jump from such a high place. And ano ibig sabihin ng impossible? Itong word na to nagde-define ko ano mangyari pag tumalon ako mula sa mataas na lugar. Ano kaya mangyari? You think you're gonna live? No, it's impossible. So, ayun. You check the context clues. Okay? Next, spelling. Recall what the word sounds like. Yon. Minsan din kasi, may exercises na, example, the word is conceive. A. Conceive. B. Conceive. C. Conceive ulit. Ayan, ganyan. Mamili ka dyan kung alam yung sagot. So, you have to recall what the word sounds like. Alam mo yan, conceive. Alam mo yan. Conceive. So, you do your best na magkatunog siya sa utak mo at saka sa nakasulat sa papel. So, di ba? Conceive. So, siguro ito. Siguro ito yung tamang set. No? Ganun. May harder words pa. Kung simulan mo na ako naisip. For synonyms and antonyms, you have to eliminate choices that do not belong to the classification. For example, what does the word pregnant mean? A, with child. B, dancing. C, walking. Sulat natin. Pregnant. A, with child. B, dancing. C, walking. D, tumbling. Hindi naman ganyan kadali sa test, no? I mean, obvious na. Pero, what I mean is, you eliminate choices that do not belong to the classification. So, ito siguro, tumbling, walking, dancing. Parang lahat sila nasa isang classification lang. Ito lang yung hindi. So, it's either siya yung tamang sagot or siya yung dapat mong tanggalin. Siya yung hindi dapat nasa choices. Okay? Yun. Next, sentence completion. The answer should belong to the same parts of speech. For example, ang tinatanong, I blank walking my dog. So, ang choices niyan is R N ayan. Tingin nyo tama yung talk. I talk walking my dog. So, meron na siyang verb. Lalagay mo pa ng isang verb. Diba? I think, ang hinahanap niyang part of speech ay linking verb. So, ito, linking verb ang is, yes. Linking verb ang are, yes. Linking verb ang am, yes. So, eliminate mo na yung talk. Hindi mo na kailangan. Tapos ang sagot mo are, I are walking my dog. Nag-eliminate ka pa, no? Tapos yun din pala yung sagot mo. Anyway, ayan. So, yan ang yung tips ko. And pinakahuli talaga is read, read, read. You have to familiarize yourself with the spellings of words, with the meanings of words, ayan, with the past tense of words, of verbs, diba? You have to be familiar and hindi siya nakukuha ng isang review lang. Yun ay pinaghihirapan. Binabasa ko ulit-ulit at nagbabasa ng marami. And ang pinaka-important is pag nagbasa ka, isulat para hindi makalimutan. Or check with dictionary sa ano yung sabihin nito. Naka-encounter ka ng word. Katulad kanina, postmortem. Ano ba yung sabihin ng postmortem? Tinignan mo sa dictionary. Okay. So ito, isulat mo para matandaan mo. No? Okay. So we move on to test. Let's answer this together. Pwede ba kayong... Sino po ba yung mga nandito? May nakikinig pa ba sa akin? Hello? Pwede po ba mag-on ng mic? Hello, guys? Hello, grade 12. Nandyan pa ba kayo? Ayan, nag-chat si Ann. Wala po ako, Mikey. Sige. Yung iba, mag-mic tayo, guys. Sige na, I feel so lonely here. Ayan, si Dana, si Fermina, si Iris, saka si Rona. Pwede ba tayo mag-on ng mic? Okay lang naman kung hindi. Pasabi na lang. Pasabi na lang. Ayan, para hindi tayo umaasa sa wala. Charot. Sige na nga. Baka shy type kayo. Ako na lang. Ayan, so let's do here. Each of the following sentences may contain error in grammar usage, spelling, punctuation, or word choice. Decide which underlined part contains the error, if any, of the choices. So, number 1. The eggs are for Uncle John, and myself. So, ano nga ba ang sagot dito? Myself. C. No? Bakit? Kasi, nag-iba ng shift yung pronoun. As you can see, the answer should be me. Sagot ko ba dito? Ayan. Kasi, the sentence requires an object pronoun. Pero, katulad ng ano natin kanina, yung word na myself, it's a reflexive pronoun or an intensive pronoun. So, ang hinahanap niya is objective pronoun. So, dapat niya ang sagot. Okay, next. She handed in the paper to her teacher splattered with ink. Ayan, pansin na agad natin. The answer here is also C, splattered with ink. Kasi, nagpasa ka ng papel sa teacher mo na punong-puno ng ink? Hindi. Dapat nagpasa ka ng papel na splattered ng ink sa teacher mo. Kawawa naman yung teacher mo kung punong-puno siya ng ink. Kahirap balahin yun. Ayan. So, the answer here is C. It should be, she handed in the paper splattered with ink to her teacher. Okay? Next. The principal cellist or cellist, kung ano man yan, in the orchestra is Mary Jane. Ayan, I don't think may error dito kasi, ayan, the principal cellist or cellist in the orchestra is Mary Jane. Tama naman. Next. I ask that you be truthful. No error din tayo dito. Kasi, tama naman siya. It's a comparative sentence. Comparative. Imperative, sorry. I ask that you be truthful. Next. She is known not only for her talent, but her charming personality. Yun. So, ito ang problema dito is, I think, C there. Am I right? Yes. Ayan. Kasi, hindi siya parallel. Yung word na but her. Meron siyang kapanik dapat na not only. So, dapat but also to. But also. She is known not only but also. Yun. She is known not only for her talent but also her charming personality. Okay? Next. Sentence completion. Ayan. Choose the pair of words that best complete each of the items below to form meaningful sentences. First, their conversation came to a blank, and when he blanked into the room. So the answer here is abrupt. Their conversation came to an abrupt when he burst into the room. Kasi abrupt means end, and burst means came. So, their conversation came to an end, abrupt end, mabilis ang end, when he burst into the room, when he came into the room. So, ito naman, ang ni-mention ng sentence na to is yung vocabulary niya, right? If familiar ka sa words na abrupt, burst, curt, ground. Ayan. Personally, hindi ko alam kung ano yung curt, ground. Ayan. Pero alam ko lang talaga ito, nasaktuhan. Alam ko yung abrupt, tsaka burst. At saka meron ako na answer. Anyway, ayan. Number 2. Speech may lack blank or be blank high-pitched. The answer here is D. Speech may lack inflection or be unusually high-pitched. High-pitched. So, inflection is a rise or fall in the sound of a person's voice or a change in the pitch, and unusually just means not normal. And technically, pag sinek mo ito unusually, strangely, it's the same meaning, no? Strangely, unusually. So, careful ka dyan. Tapos, eliminate mo na to. So, ito na. Okay? Next. Mourning is the process of an individual experiences. Mourning is the process of an individual experiences in response to the blank of someone. Medyo malibin yung grammar ng question, pero care mo. So, mourning is the Tama pala. I get it now. So mourning is the grieving process an individual experiences in response to the loss of someone. Gets na natin yun kasi alam natin yung word na grieving. Skip na natin tong iba kasi you really will learn this. Siguro, you have to read yan, yung mga meaning ng words na yan. Vocabulary. Yan. From the four suggested meanings, select one that best fits the context of the underlined word in the sentence. Paano ba ito sagutin? He was fascinated by the enigmatic figure. Ayan, yung sinasabi kong technique. Kunin natin yung root word. Ano yung root word? Enigma. No? What does enigma mean? Tapos, what does thick mean? So, thick just means it's filled with. Kung ano man to. Yung figure ay filled with enigma. Enigmatic, no? So your question here na lang is, what does enigma mean? The answer here is, nabara ko pala isa. Ayun. The answer here is A, mysterious. So the figure is filled with enigma or filled with mystery. Basically, it's mysterious. Okay? Ganun lang. That's how I answer. His hapless lover. What does hapless means? Kulang ng less. Less means kulang. Hap. What does hap means? No? Parang luck. Ganyan. So, kulang ng luck. Yung lover niya. Yung ba pinakamalapit dito? Unfortunate. So, that's the answer. That's just how I answer kapag di ko talaga alam. You check the root word, check the suffix or the prefix. Okay, next. Skip to that. Ayan, we have long exercises. Pero basically, itong mga exercises naman na to is just the application of the lessons we learned kanina. No? Just follow my tips. Follow the ayun. Okay, I think I'm done. Hello. Hello.
Wait lang po. Rona, hello?
Hello. Rinig ba ako? Masasabi.
Yes, naririnig ka, Miss Rona.
So, ayun guys, if may questions kayo, huwag kayong mahiya magtanong kay ate.
Wala na po. Thank you, ate.
Yun. Thank you, Dan, for inviting me.
So, ayun ate, thank you po for being our today's speaker. We really appreciate you po taking time off your busy schedule since it's December na. We know na maraming task ko sa school or sa univ nyo po. Thank you for allotting some time po talaga and sharing your knowledge to us. We hope and wishes you to always be safe and healthy po. If you have anything to say pa po, you can use the platform na po before we close the program.
Ayun. Thank you then for inviting me, you guys. Actually, medyo busy nga kasi meron kaming makeup classes. Imagine. Makeup classes. Kasabay na academic is. Pinagsabay nila. Hindi ko alam kung paano nangyari yan. Anyway, thank you for inviting me. Sa mga may questions, PM nyo na lang ako. Friends naman siguro tayo sa Facebook. And I will be glad to help. Ayun. Sa copy nung gamit kong reference book, I actually use Uplink Kung gusto nyo, I can photocopy it or scan it and send it sa inyo via PDF. Yun, free naman. Wala naman siyang charge. Basta wag nyo lang i-share sa iba. Ayan. Thank you again.
So ayun, thank you guys for being here today. Stay tuned na lang sa SOCMED's account ng iRISE para maging updated kayo sa mga announcements. Thank you and God bless all of you. Keep rising. Thank you po ate ulit.